37 missed calls, a media firestorm, and one photo that could destroy everything I've built. My name is Kwan Min-jun. I'm a billionaire tech CEO in Seoul, and 24 hours ago, the world discovered my secret relationship with Jordan Hayes, my director of operations, my business partner, and the man I've been hiding for 18 months. Now I'm standing at a crossroads. Keep my family's billion-dollar empire, or choose the man I love. This is the story of how one leaked photo changed everything, and why I'd do it all over again. Kwan Min-jun's phone wouldn't stop vibrating. 37 missed calls. 62 text messages. All before 7 a.m. on a Wednesday morning that felt like the end of everything he'd carefully constructed over the past decade. He sat frozen in his leather chair, staring at the headline blazing across every major Korean news site. Tech mogul's hidden romance exposed. Empire built on lies? Beside him, Jordan Hayes paced the length of the executive suite, his dark skin gleaming with stress-induced sweat despite the aggressive air conditioning. Jordan's athletic frame moved with barely contained panic, his usual composed demeanor shattered into 1,000 anxious pieces. "This cannot be real," Jordan muttered, running both hands over his close-cropped hair. "Min, tell me this is some elaborate nightmare and I'm about to wake up in my own apartment, not standing in your office at dawn dealing with a media firestorm." Min-jun finally looked up, his angular Korean features tight with controlled fear. "It's real. Someone leaked the photos from Jeju Island. All of them. All of them." Jordan's voice cracked. He stopped pacing, his brown eyes wide with horror. "Even the ones from the private beach? The restaurant? The hotel?" Min-jun nodded slowly. "Everything. Our entire weekend together is now public entertainment for millions of people who think they have the right to judge our lives." Jordan collapsed into the chair across from Min-jun's desk, his muscular shoulders hunching forward. "I should have never agreed to that trip. I knew it was risky, but you said we'd be careful, that the resort was discreet, that nobody would recognize us outside Seoul." "I believed that," Min-jun said quietly, his voice carrying the weight of regret. "I was wrong. They had been so careful for 18 months. 18 long months of stolen moments in Min-jun's private residence, late-night video calls when Jordan traveled for the company, coded text messages that would mean nothing to anyone intercepting them. 18 months of living a double life because Min-jun's conservative family and traditional business partners would never accept their relationship. Jordan was Min-jun's director of international operations, brilliant and respected throughout the tech industry. But he was also the man Min-jun loved with an intensity that terrified him, the person who made him want to risk everything for a chance at genuine happiness. The door burst open. Min-jun's younger sister, Kwan Min-jun, stormed in, her designer heels clicking sharply against the marble floor. Her face was flushed with fury. "Appa, what have you done?" she demanded, slamming a tablet onto his desk. The screen displayed a particularly intimate photo of Min-jun and Jordan walking hand-in-hand along a moonlit beach, their silhouettes close, their body language unmistakably romantic. "Hygiene, I can explain." "Explain what?" "That you've been lying to the entire family for over a year? That you've been secretly dating your employee? That you've jeopardized everything father built?" Her voice rose with each accusation. Jordan stood up, his posture straightening. "With respect, Ms. Kwan, Min-jun hasn't jeopardized anything. We've maintained complete professional separation. My work performance speaks for itself." Hygiene turned her sharp gaze on Jordan. "Your work performance is irrelevant now, Mr. Hayes. The moment these photos went public, you became a liability. The board is meeting in 2 hours, and they're going to demand answers. More importantly, they're going to demand solutions." Min-jun rose slowly, his CEO authority returning despite the personal chaos. The board doesn't dictate my personal life. No, but they control the company's direction, Hygiene countered. And right now, the shareholders are panicking. The stock dropped 4% in the first hour of trading. Conservative investors are threatening to pull out. Our biggest partnership deal with the Busan conglomerate is suddenly under review. All because of your secret relationship. Jordan's jaw clenched. So I'm the problem. A black man dating the CEO is bad for business. Don't twist my words, Hygiene snapped. This isn't about your race. It's about optics, timing, and the fact that you both concealed this relationship while working directly together. That raises legitimate questions about favoritism, professional ethics, and judgment. I never received preferential treatment, Jordan said firmly. Every promotion I earned was based on merit. Every project I led succeeded because of my team's hard work and my strategic planning. Min-jun kept our relationship completely separate from business decisions. Can you prove that? Hygiene challenged. Can you provide documentation showing that your rapid advancement through the company had nothing to do with your personal connection to the CEO? The silence that followed was crushing. Jordan's expression darkened with hurt and frustration. Min-jun felt his heart breaking as he watched the man he loved being reduced to a scandal, a problem to be managed and minimized. I have those records, Min-jun said quietly. Every promotion Jordan received was approved by a committee. Every performance review was conducted by multiple executives. I specifically removed myself from decisions about his career to avoid any appearance of impropriety. Hygiene sighed, her anger softening slightly. Appa, I know you tried to do the right thing. But perception matters more than reality in situations like this. And right now, the perception is devastating. Min-jun's phone rang again. He glanced at the screen and felt his stomach drop. It's Mother. Jordan reached out instinctively, his hand hovering near Min-jun's arm before he caught himself and pulled back. The aborted gesture of comfort was somehow more painful than the actual contact would have been. Answer it, Jordan said softly. You have to face this eventually. Min-jun answered, putting the phone on speaker. His mother's voice filled the room, sharp and cold as winter wind. Min-jun, I am standing in front of your father's memorial tablet, and I am ashamed. Deeply, profoundly ashamed. How could you disgrace our family name like this? How could you flaunt your inappropriate relationship in public spaces where anyone could see and photograph you? Mother, I love him. Jordan is. I don't care what he is to you, she interrupted, her voice like ice. You are the heir to the Kwan family legacy. You have responsibilities that extend far beyond your personal desires. Your grandfather built this company from nothing. Your father sacrificed everything to expand it globally. And you're willing to destroy it all for a romantic fantasy? Jordan flinched at her words. Min-jun saw the pain flash across his face and felt a surge of protective anger. It's not a fantasy, Mother. Jordan and I have been together for 18 months. He's intelligent, kind, and he makes me genuinely happy for the first time in years. I'm not willing to sacrifice that for appearances or tradition. Then you're a fool, his mother said flatly. The board meeting is at 9 o'clock. I suggest you prepare a statement announcing the end of this relationship and Mr. Hayes' immediate resignation. That's the only way to salvage what's left of our reputation and prevent further financial damage. The line went dead. The silence in the office was suffocating. Jordan stood abruptly, his movements jerky and uncoordinated. I'll resign. Today. Right now. I'll draft a statement taking full responsibility, saying I pursued you inappropriately, that I crossed professional boundaries. Whatever story protects you and the company best. No. Min-jun's voice was hard, absolute. You're not sacrificing yourself for this. One of us has to, Jordan argued, his voice rough with emotion. And it makes more sense for it to be me. You're the CEO, the face of the company, the family heir. I'm replaceable, controversial, easier to remove. You are not replaceable to me, Min-jun said fiercely. He crossed the distance between them, ignoring Hye-jin's presence. Jordan, you are the most irreplaceable person in my entire life. Hye-jin cleared her throat uncomfortably. I'll give you both some privacy. But Min-jun, you need to make a decision soon. The board won't wait forever, and neither will the media circus outside. After she left, Jordan slumped back into the chair, his usual strength seeming to drain away. Min, be realistic. I can't stay here. Even if we somehow survive the scandal, my presence will always be a reminder of it. Every time I walk into a meeting, people will whisper. Every success I have will be questioned. Every failure will be magnified. So we leave, Min-jun said suddenly. Jordan looked up, confused. What? We leave. Both of us. We start something new, somewhere new. I've been thinking about expanding into the African tech market anyway. There's incredible untapped potential in Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa. We could build something there together as genuine partners. You're suggesting we abandon your family's company, your entire legacy, because of me? I'm suggesting we build our own legacy, Min-jun corrected. One that isn't built on secrets and shame. One where we can be honest about who we are and what we mean to each other. Jordan shook his head slowly. That's insane. You're talking about walking away from billions of dollars, decades of family history, everything you've worked for. I'm talking about choosing a life I actually want to live, Min-jun countered. Jordan, I've spent 34 years meeting everyone else's expectations. Being the perfect son, the responsible heir, the visionary CEO. But I've never been happy. Not really. Not until I met you. He knelt in front of Jordan's chair, taking his hands. These past 18 months, even with all the secrecy and stress, have been the happiest of my entire life. Because I got to be with you. I got to be myself with someone who actually sees me, not just the family name or the company position. Tears welled in Jordan's eyes. Your mother will never forgive you. Probably not. But I'm tired of living for her approval. I'm tired of hiding who I love because it might damage the company's stock price or offend conservative investors. I want a life where I can hold your hand in public without fear. Where we can build something together openly and honestly. What about Hye-jin? Your sister? Hye-jin is brilliant. She can run the Korean operations better than I ever could. She's always been more invested in the traditional business model anyway. This might actually be the best thing for everyone. Jordan leaned forward, resting his forehead against Min-jun's. Are you absolutely sure? Because once we do this, there's no going back. Your family might cut you off completely. The Korean business community might blacklist you. We could lose everything. I'd rather have nothing with you than everything without you, Min-jun said simply. The board meeting was brutal. Min-jun faced a room full of hostile executives, conservative investors, and family members who viewed his relationship as a personal betrayal. But he spoke clearly and firmly, outlining his decision to step down as CEO of the Korean division and transition leadership to Hye-jin. I'm not abandoning the company, he explained, his voice steady despite the tension. I'm expanding it. Jordan Hayes and I will be establishing a new division focused on African markets, based initially in Lagos, Nigeria. We'll maintain our connection to the parent company, but operate with significant autonomy. This is a disgrace, one elderly board member sputtered. You're choosing your inappropriate relationship over family duty. I'm choosing honesty over hiding, Min-jun corrected. And I'm choosing a business opportunity that has enormous potential. Africa's tech market is exploding. By establishing a presence now, we position ourselves for decades of growth. His mother sat in stony silence throughout the presentation, her face a mask of controlled fury. When he finished, she stood slowly. "You are no longer my son," she said clearly, ensuring everyone in the room heard. "The Kwan family disowns you completely. You will receive no financial support, no access to family resources, and no claim to the inheritance." Min-jun felt the words like physical blows, but he kept his expression neutral. "I understand, Mother. I'm sorry I've disappointed you, but I can't continue living a lie to make you comfortable." After the meeting, he found Jordan waiting in the parking garage, leaning against Min-jun's car with his arms crossed and his expression unreadable. "How bad was it?" Jordan asked. "My mother disowned me. Several investors threatened to pull out, but Hygiene agreed to take over as CEO, and the board approved the African expansion plan with some conditions." Min-jun moved closer, finally allowing himself to reach out and take Jordan's hand. "We're really doing this." Jordan's fingers tightened around his. "Are you scared?" "Terrified," Min-jun admitted, "but also more excited than I've been in years. We're going to build something amazing, Jordan. Something that's truly ours. What if we fail?" "Then we fail together. But I don't think we will. You're the most talented operations director I've ever worked with, and I'm apparently decent at the strategic vision thing." Min-jun smiled, feeling lighter than he had in months. "Plus, we make a pretty good team." Jordan pulled him close, their bodies fitting together naturally despite the lingering tension and uncertainty. "I love you, Min-jun Kwan, even though you're completely crazy for doing this." "I love you too," Min-jun murmured against Jordan's shoulder. "And maybe I am crazy, but for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm making a choice that's actually mine. Not my mother's, not the company's, not traditions. Mine." 6 months later, they stood together in a modern office space in Lagos, overlooking the bustling streets below. The Kwanhae's Tech Initiative was officially launching, focusing on sustainable technology solutions for African markets. They had assembled a talented international team, secured initial funding from progressive investors who saw the market potential, and begun building partnerships with local businesses and government agencies. Min-jun's relationship with his mother remained frozen. She refused all contact, returning his letters unopened and blocking his calls. But Hygiene had reached out privately, sending occasional messages of support and business updates. The Korean division was thriving under her leadership, proving that Min-jun's departure hadn't destroyed the family legacy after all. "Ready for the launch event?" Jordan asked, adjusting Min-jun's tie with familiar intimacy. They were dressed in matching dark suits, preparing to present their vision to potential partners and media representatives. "Ready," Min-jun confirmed. He took Jordan's hand, no longer hesitating or hiding. "Let's show them what we've built." As they walked into the event space together, Min-jun felt a profound sense of peace. He had lost his family's approval, his position in Seoul's elite business circles, and the security of an established legacy. But he had gained something far more valuable, a life of honesty, a partnership built on equality and mutual respect, and the freedom to love openly without shame. The cameras flashed as they entered, and Min-jun knew some outlets would focus on their relationship rather than their business innovation. But he didn't care anymore. Let them talk. Let them judge. He and Jordan were building something real, something meaningful, something entirely their own. And that, Min-jun realized, was worth more than any empire built on secrets and sacrifice could ever be.